Hey young ones, it's Priyanka here from Story Factory in Parramatta, coming to you from dark country. Now I know I'm trying to sound cool and down with the lingo, but believe it or not, I too was once young, and I've been thinking a lot recently about what it means to be young and what it was like when I was young. So this morning I'm going to show you how to create a short piece of writing using the simple prompt 4 words when I was young. Now, all the things I felt forced into doing by school or my amma or my violin tutor are going to be included in this. Well, not all of them, but some of them. And these are some of the things that I now look back on with a bit of a nostalgic sigh. So I want you to fast forward to 30 years down the track and imagine that we are now in the year 2050 and that you are reflecting on some of the things that you may have felt at the time were a little bit blah, mundane, boring, whatever, but that you will probably miss being a part of your everyday life one day. Some of the things I wasn't a fan of 30 years ago were when I was forced to do laundry, walk myself to school, or not have access to a television. We won't go down that road right now. This was before the days of iPads and iPhones and Snapchat and TikTok and all the rest of it. So we had to figure out what other ways we could get creative and have a bit of fun. So we're going to start off by starting each sentence with the 4 words, when I was young, and jot down what it was that you hate doing at the moment, so like right now, and write this piece as though we are looking back from the future, that is 2050. Now, if you have fun doing this Digi workshop, you can find more activities in our posts and highlights. So here are 2 things that I wasn't really a fan of doing when I was young. When I was young, my mother would send me out to do the laundry. When I was young, I was never allowed to cook, but always encouraged to peel onions. So have a go at writing your when I was young sentences. And now that you've done that, let's go back and shift the tone a little bit. So at the moment, they kind of read fairly negatively because, of course, these are the things that you resent doing right now. But on reflection in the year 2050, you're actually going to decide, hey, those things were kind of a bit fun. I kind of secretly enjoyed doing them. All right, so we're going to add a little bit of flavor as well as shifting the tone. When I was young, my mother would send me out to do the laundry. Despite the heavy basket, I still managed to grab a cicada shell off the trunk of a tree and stick it to my brother's shoulder, only to make him scream in fear. Amazing. Have a read through your second draft and have a think about how you can add some more specific flavors to really zhuzh up your final pieces. Have a look at the people and places and actions and see if you can add a detail or 2 to create some interest. Now, I'm just going to focus in on my first sentence and you can hear my final reading in one of the future posts. But let's have a look at my final draft. When I was young, Amma would send me out to do the laundry. The basket was heavy with wet socks, towels and school uniforms, but I still managed to grab a cicada shell off the trunk of a sweet gum and attach it to my Thumbie's yellowing singlet. His shriek would echo across the asphalt driveway, bounce across the red brick units as he'd run, while reaching over his shoulder to obliterate the poor shell into brown powdered oblivion. So there you have it, a nostalgic piece about right now that might help you with the affection and appreciation of the mundane and the everyday. We'd love to hear from you and we'd love to read your pieces, so make sure you post yours and tag at Story Factory Publishing. And if you want to do more activities like this, you can join us on our workshops online by sending us a DM.